it's fun, old man, and I ain't got time to shake your hand. Get that style check, put it in pockets till I get back. Going down.
What's up, everybody? It's Delto here, and today's video is going to be some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on the map Terrorist. This is some domination, again playing in the same lobby as that Laxbro guy who is pretty good on the other team and on my team. I don't know what team he's on this time, but yeah. What I'm going to be talking about, well, before I talk, this is a little fun fact right here, a little fun knowledge tip for you guys out there. If you guys ever get hiccups, because I just had hiccups right before this commentary, I kid you not, like, I was clearing my throat, and then I was like, oh, I should get some water. I got up, got a bottle of water, and as soon as I got the bottle of water, I hiccuped, and I was like, are you freaking serious? I was just about to record a commentary. And then I was like, well, I saw this thing on the internet that said how to cure hiccups, right? And I've done this before. I've done this like six or seven times before, right? So this works 100% guaranteed. It's not one of those ones like, oh, breathe into a paper bag or have somebody scare you or sip a cup of water or something like that. This is actually 100% legit. It always works, okay? So the first time I saw this, I was skeptical too, and I thought, well, it's just gonna be the same thing as the other thing. But let me just hear me out, get the hiccups, and try this, and then like the video once it works. All right. So if you don't have hiccups, don't like this video. Like this video after you get hiccups, and you do what I'm going to tell you to do, and then you could come back and like this video or dislike this video depending on how you reacted to this one solution. All right, which is going to be a like. So everybody watches this video, and once you get hiccups, you're going to like this video because it's going to work. All right, so what you do is you either have like a bottle of water or a cup of water, and what you're going to want to do, I didn't notice that guy on the umbrella thing. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your cup of water, right, or your bottle of water. I'm just going to use bottled water because that's what I have in front of me. You're going to want to get your bottle of water, and while you're drinking it, you're going to want to breathe through your nose. You're going to want to breathe in, take a deep breath through your nose while you're drinking it, and just keep drinking the water, right? So don't do it to the point of where you're going to like drown yourself in water because of the way you're breathing or whatever. But breathe through your nose, take a deep breath, and just start downing the water bottle. You're going to want to drink about 2/3 of the water bottle or a little bit more than that while holding your breath after you. So you're going to be drinking it, taking a big deep breath, so you're going to be like through your nose though while drinking the water bottle, and then once you get your breath deep enough, you could just hold your breath and you drink the water. And so you're holding your breath and you're consuming water at the same time, and what that does is it stops the hiccups. So I don't know what it is that does it, but it just works. Like, you're listening to me right now. Have I hiccuped once this entire commentary? Like, I don't know, I was gonna make this a little short fun fact or something, but now I'm gonna make this like a bigger part of the commentary. Like I could just make a new commentary on the topic that I had already before. So this is just going to be a hiccup commentary. Try this out. Seriously, 100%. You guys should just, like, go get a hiccup virus or something and then do it. And you guys will know that I'm telling the truth. Listen to me. Listen to me talking right now, alright? I haven't hiccuped once. Before this commentary, when I went up to go get my water and when I came back to sit down and record this commentary, I was hiccuping the whole time. So then I do this solution for hiccups, and it works. All right, every single time I've done it, it worked. The only time I didn't do it, the only time I did it and it didn't work, is because I drink like half of the water, and that doesn't work. You have to drink 2/3 of the water. 2/4 is half. I'm an idiot. You have to drink 2/3 of the water, so a little bit more than half. You have to hold your breath. I think I didn't hold my breath the last time I did it, but every other time I've done it, it's worked. So you have to hold your breath, drink 2/3 of the water, and you're good. So it's just, that's gonna be like the first half of this commentary, just talking about hiccups. All right. So I'm just telling you guys right now, it works 100%. Do not not believe me. You need to believe this. All right. If you believe anything is true in your life, this has to be it. If you don't believe anything, you have to believe this. This is going to be your one thing to believe in, alright? Believe that drinking 2/3 of water while holding your breath after taking a deep breath cures hiccups. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to hold on to this until the end of the half. Alright? We're going to keep talking about this hiccup stuff, alright? See, like right now, like, look at, I'm just going to let you guys know I don't have hiccups anymore because I drank the water and I held my breath after taking a deep breath while drinking the water. All right, look at that, five straight minutes of talking, and I haven't hiccuped once. All right, and no, when I stop talking and it's a pause for a second, I'm not hiccuping. I'm just like trying to gather my breath because I was talking so fast and I wasn't breathing. All right, so that's the first half. All right, so I'm gonna just go on to my second commentary, and I'm actually gonna stop and cut this. Well, not cut this, but stop and then record again so I could actually regather my thoughts, because I didn't think I was going to talk about hiccups for 5 minutes. All right, so let me just regather my thoughts and we'll be back. All right, so I've gathered my thoughts. Right, what I was going to talk about for this whole like 11-minute or 10.5-minute or whatever the time span is of this game, what I was going to talk about for this whole video was Call of Duty Season 1 Finals, right? Or playoffs. I was going to talk about Optic Gaming and TK and Denial, FaZe, Aware, and all that stuff, right? So I'm going to have to condense it. I'm going to have to shorten it, right? I'm going to have to talk about less teams, less matches and stuff. And so I kind of choked on this one, right? Not the video, but I kind of choked on the on watching this, right? So I watched the first day, the whole first day. Then I woke up late and watched like half of the second day. And guess what happened on the third day? I woke up so late. I woke up at like 1:30 or something like that. Caught the last half of Denial's uplink or CTF or whatever it was. Caught the last half of them beating FaZe. Or not FaZe. Was it FaZe who they beat? No, them beating TK. I caught the last half of them beating TK 3-0. In the last half of their uplink or CTF, whatever it was. I just barely caught the last half of that, right? So like I barely caught 3 minutes in of the last half, so there's like 2 minutes left in the game. And so I just watched Optic 3-0 Denial. That was the only match I watched. Optic 3-0 Denial, and I didn't get to see the amazing TK versus Optic match. So I actually waited. I left the stream open and I waited for the replay to rebroadcast it, and I watched 4 out of the 5 matches, and then I fell asleep on the Search and Destroy. So yeah, one of the most intense matches in that whole series, I fell asleep on. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch the Game 5 Round 11 Search and Destroy that Optic Gaming and TK had, because it must have been amazing, right? Like I want to see that match so bad. I was asleep. I was asleep for both parts. I was asleep when it was live, and I fell asleep when it was replaying, when I had control over it. Like, who does that? And I watched every other match too. I watched the hard points, the first search, the uplink, and the CTF. I watched them all, and freaking I fall asleep for the last map. All right, so this was actually kind of one of the more boring events. And the reason it was more boring, it's not because the teams like got 3-0'd, everybody got 3-0'd by Optic and stuff, because TK, well, I guess I didn't get to watch that at first, but because TK got 3-2'd by Optic, so it went to Game 5 Round 11, so that was a pretty good match, right? But the reason it was more boring is because it's a Season 1 playoffs, which only hosts like, what, 8 teams? And so it's not going to have a whole bunch of like diverse teams. It's not going to have those randoms who make it from open bracket come up and stun like FaZe or Aware, and then come out and play Optic and get mollywopped, right? It's not gonna have those. It's gonna just be the same teams you guys watch in League every day, and it's just gonna it's going to be basically the same thing as League. So basically, the people who are first place are gonna be first place. The people who are gonna be second place are gonna be second place. But well, that's not what happened. But Optic was first place. They won first place. And I think the Season 1, I think the playoffs for League, I think they're the more boring ones. I think they're kind of like the what do you call it, Gfinity matches. Like anything that's invitational, X Games, Gfinity, Season 1. Season 1's not really invitational, I guess, but you get what I mean. Anyone that has like a few number of teams, like 8 to 10 to 12 kind of amount of teams in there, is gonna be kind of boring to watch, because the first day there was what, 6 games, maybe 4 games, I don't know. First game there was like 6 matches, 8 matches. Second day there was like 4 or 5, I don't know. The third day there was only like 3. Let me see. The third day there was FaZe versus Denial, Denial versus FaZe versus Denial versus TK, and Denial versus Optic. That's all I know. So that's 3 that I know of. There might have been more, but I was asleep, so I don't know. I don't know what really went down. But if there was only 3 matches, that's pretty boring to sit for like 3 hours, 2 hours, however long it was. 4 hours is pretty boring to only watch 3 matches. Or 4 matches. Maybe there was 4 matches, but still, that's kind of a pretty boring event. Like, there's nothing going on, right? And so I'm not saying like they should change the playoffs. The playoffs, they shouldn't change it. They should leave it. It's an already event. It's just the more boring out of all the events. Like COD Champs, super exciting, right? They have like however many teams, 64 teams. I don't know how many teams they have. They have a whole bunch from EU. They have people from Australia, people from, I don't know. They just have people from around the world, like, right? Brazil, Germany. They have people from everywhere. And South Korea, I think, last year they had South Koreans. But they have people from everywhere, so it's more diverse. There's more variety in what you're there's more variety in what teams are coming to the table, right? And so when there's so many different teams, there's so many different play styles that you haven't seen yet, and it makes it more interesting. So I just think that season 1 playoffs and all these invitational things are a good little filler for all the main events, like the MLG Columbus, MLG Anaheims, MLG MLG COD Champs, UMG Dallases, MLG Dallases, and all that stuff, MLG X Games. So I just think that the playoffs and all the other invitationals are fillers. The other things are actual main storyline, main plotline tournaments, and that we should just enjoy them all. You know what I'm saying? Even though these ones are a little bit more boring because there's fewer games. And also on that note, I think that MLG needs to step up their production on the main event ones, right? Like, I'm not saying like, oh, they need to make the quality better. I'm saying they need to stream every game. You can't have it where Envy is playing on Bravo stream, Optics playing on Alpha stream, and then FaZe is not playing at all because they don't have a Charlie or Delta stream, right? So I think that they need to step that up. I hope they do by COD Champs, because that would suck to see like Optic Gaming, Envy, and FaZe, and then Denial all playing at the same time, and we can't watch like FaZe and Denial because Envy and Optic are playing, right? So I just think they need to fix that. It's an easy solution. They've done it in the past. They've had Charlie, Bravo, Delta, and Alpha streams before. I think they even had Echo stream on COD Champs and BO2. So it's a pretty easy fix. It probably costs money though, but I think they could do it. So yeah, with that note, I'm going to be ending the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, dislike if you didn't, comment down below, tell me how you felt about this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, click the annotation to the left to see my previous video, the one to the right to go to my next, and the one below to go to my second channel. I will see you guys next time.